Hello. And hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Get your pitchforks back out. Go get them out of the shed. Get your torches lit back up. Cause I'm about to fine-tune my results. Guys, I still have them pulled up right here. I wasn't even gonna do this, to be honest. I'm a little bit scared to even do this because I feel like this has potential to be even more offensive. Like, you know, I just feel weird about ranking. Oh yeah, this isn't important at all. You know, climate change, downvote. I just feel weird. I really don't want to rub people the wrong way. Which so far I've managed to, like, I mean, most people, you guys haven't come at me yet. I haven't had anyone attempting to break in my house or anything yet, so it's wonderful. But I'm gonna risk it all. You know why? Because I'm not a damn communist! I'm sick of you guys calling me Comrade Ryan. I can't have that. New movie idea, Saving Comrade Ryan. No. I'm not going out like that, guys. I'm an American. And I'm going to prove it today. We're going to have to tune my results, and hopefully, I mean, I swear to God, if it tells me, if it moves MLPD up to number 1, I'm deleting my channel. I'm moving out. I'm moving to Russia. Or China. I mean, I know Russia is not communist. Anyway, let's go through here. Okay. I already feel... I don't know about this. Maybe close your eyes. Don't watch. Okay. I will put the disclaimer once again. I do not want to preach. I'm not a preachy guy. Hey, you could come at me with whatever opinion you have, and I would probably understand and even change my answers here based on, you know, reevaluating. But guess what? I've been reevaluating everything for over 30 years now on this planet. So I'm done reevaluating. Time to just not arbitrarily, but just mark it down. Support for Ukraine. Screw that. All the way to the bottom. No. I went through this, and I guess all you do is click. You just click. It's not like very fine-tuned. You just click if you want it to be double the weighting. So it's like for issues you feel strong about. You click them. And then that's it. So support for Ukraine, especially from a Germany standpoint, I'd say I feel pretty strong about that. Oh my God. The communists hated the answer. Yeah. Oh my God. But I am more of a pirate now. Arg. This is really funny seeing each answer influence this. Renewable energies. Who cares? No. Specifically, the expansion of renewable energies should continue to be financially supported by the state. You know, in all honesty, you guys told me in the comments, at least one dude did, and it got thumbed up quite a bit, I think, that renewable energy is now, like, the cheapest energy. In which case, I don't think it needs to be supported, at least for as long as that's true. So, I'm not going to times 2 that, because I might actually change this to neutral if that's true. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fact checking that needs to be done in the world. It's really hard to actually get the facts nowadays. But if it's true that renewable energy, you know, has come that far, that's a great thing. And in that instance, it would no longer need to be supported by the state if it's, you know, profitable without the state. Anyway, I'm not going to go back, I don't think, and change answers. I'm just going to, you know, not times 2 it, you know, whatever. 3, cancellation of the citizens allowance. Now this one also, you guys kind of explained to me some things, but I cannot help but feel like, in the spirit of the question, if the spirit of the question is, do you want there to be a tight grip on who's getting welfare or who's getting, you know, assistance from the state and their fellow citizens? I want it to be tight because I want the people who really need it to be getting it. And if people are taking advantage of the system then that basically means that's less money going to the people who need it. And I need the people who need it to be getting the money. So I do want there to be, you know, I'm actually on the fence about times twoing this. I'm so freaking weird, I feel like. I'm like at, you know, can I 1.5 it? I don't know if I want to times 2 it. Because there are some good arguments that I was reading about, you know. It seems like other aspects of this whole thing need to be revised. I'll say that. I will say that. Like, you can't be coercing people into applying to jobs that they don't want or that don't fit them. Then all of a sudden this doesn't apply. Anyway, moving on. Whew, I'm getting too worked up, guys. Speed limit on motorways. I mean, anything I marked as neutral, I probably don't feel very strongly about, you know. I'm strongly neutral on this. I guess it's possible, but not in that case. Rejection of asylum seekers. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't watch my first video, then you might be, like, confused by some of these answers. But I went into excruciating detail on almost every question. Painful detail. So, you know, if you want to go see that. I'm not going to rehash all my answers or anything here. I literally already did that for 2 hours. Anyway, limitation of rental prices. I actually do strongly believe in my answer, no. I don't agree that for new rentals, the question is am I interpreting this question correctly? For new rentals, I'm still thinking about that. For new rentals, rental prices should continue to be capped by law. If it's a new rental, then I think the market needs to decide a price before there can be a cap. So I believe that strongly. You know why? Because I'm a capitalist pig. I'm not a communist. Oh, man. Is MLPD going to plummet after this? I promise I'm not just doing this for the sake of not being labeled a communist. Once again, shout out to any communists out there. It's not even that I, am you know, I don't hate communists at all. I'm just not one. Genuinely. I mean that as genuine from my heart as I can say. I don't hate communists at all. But do I hate being labeled a communist? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But I mean, when you... I don't even know. I don't actually... I know you guys do it in good fun. And it is very funny. I'll concede that, comrades. I'll concede that. Oh my God. What have I gotten myself into? Automated facial recognition. I do feel strongly about this. I don't want to be scanned by the state, okay? Under most circumstances, I don't want to be scanned by the state. Under pretty much any circumstance. I don't want anybody... because like I said... I don't mean to be rehashing everything again, but, you know. I just really value privacy. I think privacy is a dying art in the modern world, and it needs to be fought for actively. You know what I mean? It needs to be actively fought for. That's been shown to be the case. Or else, you know, in the name of safety, all your privacy will be taken away. Which to me is just a disgrace. That's a disgrace. It takes away your humanity, in my opinion. But anyway, moving on. Energy-intensive companies. This question was so funny to me. Energy-intensive companies should receive financial compensation for this from the state, from the taxpayers, for their electricity costs. Yeah, that's where I want my money going, to the companies using a bunch of energy. I really want to help their profit margin, you know, at the expense of mine. No! I mean, what? I'm actually really curious which, what made this go up and down? Like, let me look at the MLPD. Where does it move when I do this? Okay, it went from 58. I actually became more of a communist, 58.5, because I said I don't want to pay energy companies. I mean, like I said, I agree with a lot of things probably from the Communist Party. Just economically. I'm not. I swear. I feel like, DOS protests too much. That's how I feel it's coming across, You guys are... I don't know. You guys are nuts. I love you guys. But you guys are crazy. And so am I. Anyway. 9 pension after 40 years of... I was neutral on that. Basic article. This was the one about responsibility before God. I mean, I am for the separation of church and state, but do I feel strongly about this in particular? Like, not so strongly enough that I want to times 2 it. I do feel like that would rage. This is the Humanist Party, right? I'm curious if I click it, how much it'll raise the Humanist Party, because I feel like that's I don't know. I just feel like they probably strongly believe in that. 62.8 with it. 61.9 without it. Not a huge difference, but yeah, it did go up. I do believe in it. Just, I guess, am I going to weight it times 2? Probably not. 11, recruitment of skilled workers. This was a weird one. I got stuck on this one like a freaking, like a computer on a boot loop. I just stared at this one like, promote. I was glitching out. With that said, I'm not going to glitch out on it anymore. I'm moving on. I picked neutral. Use of nuclear energy. I'm not qualified enough, to be strongly in favor of this, So I'm leaving it as it is. Raising the top tax rate. I am strongly neutral. No, I'm moving on. Competencies in school policy. The federal government should be given more powers in school policy, and I was against that. Just mainly because I just don't like... I kind of like more power in general being given to the states. It just feels a little bit more decentralized. In that way, a little bit more democratic. That's how it feels to me. So, am I strongly... I kind of am. I'm really curious to see how this affects, let's see. Will the pirates go up or down when I click this? I have no idea. I keep saying that, but then I don't read the, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit brain dead sometimes. 63.1 against 61.6. Oh, that dropped the pirates a decent amount. Oh, that's right, because the pirates, for some reason, in their own description said, we want the federal government to have more power in school policy. Then maybe they have good reason for that. I don't know. At the end of the day, am I an expert in any of this? No. But, that's how democracy is, for better or for worse. Most people aren't an expert in any but maybe 1 or 2 things. And if you're an expert in politics, that has its own connotations. I don't know. What exactly... being an expert... I don't know. Do you guys know what I mean? I'm just moving on. X15, I was neutral on this. Israel. That's a hot topic. I'm not even touching that, to be honest. 16, health insurance companies. All citizens should be required to be insured by in statutory health insurance. So it's kind of like asking if private health insurance should exist. I'm not strongly... I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm definitely not strongly against it, so I'm moving on. Abolition of the women's quota. Ooh, this is an interesting one. I kind of do feel like a dick, answering this, because I actually do, but I feel like I should just explain myself. If the board was all women, I think that's great. If it's all men, it's whatever. If it's all Chinese people, I don't care. I just want the board to be comprised of whoever is most qualified and, you know, whoever the people running the company. You know, I love freedom. I'm not going to lie. I do love freedom. And part of freedom is like, you know, making a company comprised of the people, you know, that you want, whether, and you shouldn't have to take what I consider to be kind of an arbitrary aspect of someone, you know, their gender. I don't want their eye color. I don't want their height. I don't want their gender being quoted by the government. That's how I feel. I sincerely am sorry that that sounds like offensive, because I can see how it would. I honestly can see how that would sound offensive. But to me, I hope that it makes sense, that that's just the way I look at it. I don't like government quotas on people's business dealings and stuff. It's weird to me. Organic farming should be promoted more than conventional farming. I mean, I was in favor of this, but I was kind of like, you know, I mean, you'd have to go back and watch the original video. I already said I'm not going to rehash it all, but I'm not strongly, for the reasons I said in my original video. Mainly just being that, you know, conventional farming can provide affordable food for a lot of people. So I don't want to disincentivize it necessarily, but organic farming is in general better. 19 projects against right-wing experiment. I actually am. This is one of the ones where maybe you could tell in the original video, if anyone even watched that far, I do have a strong visceral kind of like disagreement with suppressing, censoring political opponents or parties. Whether it's the right-wing extremism, or imagine if this said left-wing extremism. You know, the federal government should increase its support for projects against left-wing extremism. Not left, not right, not up, not down. Political parties, to me, that is... Okay, I'm not going to get too preachy. It is what it is. I feel strongly about it. Go out and protest, do whatever you want, but in my opinion, you got to let people express their viewpoints, even if they're stupid. Or in your opinion, stupid. You know what I mean? 20, control of suppliers. Companies should continue to be required to monitor compliance with human rights, environment, all suppliers. You know, I feel like this comes from a good place. This was one of the ones I agreed with ultimately, but I did have some problems logistically with it. Like, how are you supposed to monitor the compliance of your suppliers? Like, to an extent, okay, but do I want to put the onus on every company to have liability over their suppliers all around the world? You know, companies, that could get pretty hairy, and it could inhibit productivity to an extent that might be unnecessary. Like, I hope that the supplier in wherever's home country that supplier is, I put it on them for the most part. Hopefully they are monitoring the compliance with human rights. Obviously, a ton aren't, and that's a tragedy. But so like, to an extent, yes, I want you to use good ethical suppliers. But do I want mom and pop shops being shut down because they can't go monitor every supplier they have? No. So, you know, I'm not strongly in favor. I am in favor, but not strongly. God damn. It's no wonder no political party gets above 60 with me. I'm like so wishy-washy, all over the place on all these things. Look at this. If anything, I've like lost, like, they're getting less. There's like, there is no political party for me, even when you have 20 of them. Anyway. Well, I mean, actually, Alliance C. Who the hell is that? I need to look this up, because now I'm nervous. I'm like, who is even Alliance C? I don't know why, but it just, when I get labeled as something by this website, and I'm like, who is that? That's scary to me. Like, what? Christians for Germany? I'm about to click this just because that bothers the hell out of me. That a religious party would be number one. When I believe in a separation of church and state. Do you guys see why that makes me feel like, what the hell? Okay, how is... Maybe I guess I just don't know what this Alliance C and why... Because that didn't even move them down that much. It moved them down a little bit. Whatever, man. I guess I won't go back and retroactively do stuff to influence my results. That seems wrong. But I guess you can read my face. You know, I can't hide my face. I'm like confused. The Christians for Germany. Nothing against Christians. Love Christians, okay? But why am I in the Christians for Germany conservative political party? What is this? Bible abiding Christians, okay. You know what? Maybe... Okay, let's keep moving. I'm not even going to say anything. Parent-dependent BAFOG. This question actually is really weird because I just don't know... Hold on. All right, well, we'll see how this goes, guys. It's probably not going to go that well. I mean, I've got them set up jumping. How long can a baby jump for? That's the question. Well, for a while he's jumping. My wife had to leave the building for a little bit. So, I mean, he's up here. That's Jace, by the way. All right. Okay. I'm going to pretend like I wasn't just away for like 2 hours. Or an hour. And now I'm coming back to this. Okay, where was I? Parent-dependent BAFOG. The BAFOG training grant will continue to be paid... I don't feel strongly about that one. I honestly don't even know what's up for, are we talking about it shouldn't be paid based on the parent's income, or that it shouldn't be paid at all, or that it should be based on something else? I don't know. Debt break. Neutral on that anyway. Work permit for asylum seekers. I'm not, you know, this was kind of one of those where I have a lot of questions about the context of this.
Dog?
That's blue.
Is that dog or blue?
This is impossible, okay? This probably isn't going to work, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to have to probably just pause for another hour. Yeah, but... If you watch the original video, you know, I have a lot of questions about the context and nuance of this question, so I'm definitely not, like, times-twoing it. Rejection of climate targets. I don't know why you would reject the climate targets. Like, at this... I mean, it's a noble goal, right? Most people would agree. So, I think having the target is cool. I'm going to click that. 35-hour work week. I'm not strongly against it. I just think it sounds a little bit arbitrary. It's a little bit too fine-tuned for me to even be passionate about it. Like, instead of 40 hours, it should be 35. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, kind of in my opinion, you should just work however much you want to. You know, it's your prerogative. Obviously, you're going to make less money if you work less, but, you know, it's your prerogative. Work however long you want. And I understand that, you know, whether you work full-time or not has a lot of benefits associated with it and rights that you get. Abortions after counseling. I mean, This was a weird question as well, but I do kind of strongly agree that you shouldn't need counseling. Mostly just because I think that's weird. I think it's kind of weird and... Okay. Where was I? This feels like a challenge now, you know, doing this with a toddler. Abortions after counseling. Yeah, okay, so I think what I was saying is I am strongly against requiring counseling. I think that's, you know, it just feels anti-autonomy, you know what I mean? I think you're an adult, you make your own decisions. You don't need some kind of education by a counselor. I just think that's weird, just fundamentally, to be honest. All right, national currency. I actually do. Maybe I am passionately neutral about this, you know, because I do think that's a really interesting question. I just don't. I would need to hear a lot more detail about the arguments on each side. So, no, I'm not passionately neutral. I just don't know which side I'm passionate for. So I'm just moving on. Rail before road, I was neutral on. Just because I think both are important. 29 volunteers. Voluntary work should be credited toward future pensions. This one I was also, like, I want to know a lot more nuance to this. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's like your voluntary work isn't necessarily providing tax income for the state. So how is that going to be credited toward your pension? You know, it just becomes more like a math problem, like what I was saying. So I did end up saying I agree. Just to invent this, I like incentivizing voluntary work, but at the same time, I don't know if it's fiscally responsible or not. So moving on. Allocation of property tax. I do strongly agree this should not be passed on to the tenants. That doesn't make any sense to me, frankly. Why wouldn't it be the property owner that... granted, they're going to pass on whatever costs they get as the landlord. They're going to pass it on to the tenants. That's the business. But should it be, you know, more of a consideration in their margin or in your margin? I'd say in theirs. More directly. Restriction of the right to strike. I'm passionately against any restriction of strikes as a freedom of speech type thing. Yeah. I think that's kind of messed up to force people to work and to not strike. Referendums. I love referendums, you know what I mean? Direct voting at the federal level. Hell yeah. Criminal law for under 14. That's an interesting question. I'm not... Sorry. I'm really sorry, guys, if this is made it harder to watch. Maybe it makes it more entertaining. I don't know. You tell me. Man filters his results on the Wahl-O-Mat while watching a toddler. Interesting title. Criminal law for under... Like, should 14-year-olds be prosecuted? Only if they're freaking, you know, like, you look into their eyes, you're like, oh my God. Satan, the son of Satan. If they do some kind of horrific crime, then then just for public safety, they can't be, you know, out there on the streets, but they should be rehabilitated. Especially at 14. My gosh. So I was against prosecuting them, but there's some nuance there, so I don't know. Abolition on tariffs. Yeah, I definitely need more context for this to... I'm not necessarily hardline against tariffs. It's just they need to be justified. And if having tariffs, you know, is good for the German economy, and if you can justify it in some kind of way, whether it's ethically or whatever, then I'm not necessarily against it. Oh, he's back to bouncing. Oh, jeez. Abolition of tariffs. Yeah, I already went through that. Second, citizenship. I'm not particularly passionate about it. I'm more so like confused. I'm kind of curious about the arguments on why not have multiple citizenships. I don't know the arguments. Compulsory social year. I'm definitely not passionate about this. Maybe I should have skipped this one because I really am not exactly sure what that even means. Let me look it up. Okay, I've asked the all-knowing AI just to list like common arguments. Let's see. So, arguments 4, fosters social responsibility. Okay. Addresses labor shortages, helps fill gaps in social sectors like healthcare, elderly care, and education. Promotes national unity, personal growth, alternative to military service. It's interesting. Boosts volunteering culture, workforce preparation. Arguments against, violates individual freedom. Well, I can already tell you, just based off of that, to be honest, it sounds like a really cool thing that I might encourage my kids. Oh, Dada. I think I was saying I might encourage my own kids to do it. You know what I mean? That sounds cool. I might have considered doing it myself, but should it be compulsory? I mean, in my opinion, no. Like, absolutely not. But it does sound cool. Fossil fuels. New heating systems should continue to be allowed to run entirely on fossil fuels in the future. I mean, I said I don't agree that... Hold on. Did I actually answer this one in, like... I didn't mean to answer it this way, I don't think. Oh my god, this is the first question. I just realized I think I answered this not how I meant to. I have to go back and fix this one. Because I didn't... Unless, I mean, I almost want to go back and see what I said because I do not want to ban heating systems from using gas or oil. Just, I don't want to blanket ban it, you know? Whether or not you, like, incentivize electric ones or whatever, a little bit of a different question. But to just say, we're not going to allow gas heaters, to me, that's beyond what I would be willing to do. But apparently I said I do not agree. New heating systems should continue to be allowed to run entirely. No, I do agree. I agree. Whoops. Is it going to mess it up if I go all the way back? Oh my god, guys. I really just got to like the second to last question and realized I have to go all the way back. And my toddler's asking me to come over there. I have to go play with him for a minute. Alright, guys. If this screws it all up by going back and fixing this, I'm going to cry. Last one, increase the minimum wage. If it was over here in America, I'd be pretty strongly in favor just because ours is very low. But you guys do a better job at increasing it. So it's not that, like, ridiculously low right now. So I'll keep it as is. But I'm going to go back and attempt to fix this, I guess. Well, let's see. Before I potentially screw it all up. I'm back to being in the party. Pirates. Did this even change a damn thing? I'm still a communist, according to this, on the second. This didn't even change anything? Okay, I'm going to go change the heating one, and, well, we'll see if I'm still a communist after that. All right, so this one right here. I agree that they should... I think they should be allowed, meaning they shouldn't just be flat out banned, in my opinion. Huh? Turn on the star. I don't think it even does anything, dude. What kind of...
Turn on the star button.
It takes a battery and it doesn't even do anything, bro. Alright, y'all. The minimum wage to be increased. Okay, that's all good. I'm just going to click agree just to make sure I don't mess it up. There's all my weightings. Okay, and it kept them all, so that's good. See? You gonna brush my hair? Thank you. All right, continue the results. Jace, let's see. Am I a communist? Pirates! I'm a pirate! Arr. Yeah, I'm a pirate. Are you a pirate? Arr, we're in the pirate party.
Hey, Coco. What's the pirate say? Hey, Coco. What's the pirate say?
All right, so after doing all that, I'm still a pirate, yo. And, I mean, let's be honest, that did not decrease my communist label all that much. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, it's been like 2 hours. This video is ridiculous. My son fell asleep. So, let's continue. Pirate Party, Germany. Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I need to focus back up. These are the results, guys. Am I still a communist? I'm still a pirate, which I'm pretty happy about. The Justice Party. Now, what is this? I mean, I think I looked this up last time. I don't remember if that was on camera or after, but... Okay, so this was founded by a former CDU. It campaigns for end to the Bundeswehr's foreign missions, against national unilateral climate policy efforts, and calls, among other things, the construction of 1 million apartments annually. That's an interesting combination of policies. That's what I actually really like about, I mean, I guess it's the obvious thing, but it's what I really, really like about Germany. As you can see, my opinions are totally, like, random. Half of them, you might be like, what the hell? That totally contradicts your other. You know, it is what it is. Makes some sense in my brain. So I really like having all these options. This seems, I mean, this is interesting to me. I wonder, because it says former CDU, and it's like, how the hell do I manage to have former CDU and then the Marxist-Leninist Party, you know, within 1%? Look, they're 1% apart. Is that an accomplishment or what? And then Alliance C, which honestly I'm confused by. Just because it's got like Christian in it, so it's like, I mean, I already said I'm against, or I'm for the separation of church and state. So to be told, and I marked that down on here, in a way, I guess not in a direct way, but it's like, okay, but you're apparently these people, you know, it's, on some issues we agree, which fascinating. And then MLPD, I already know you guys know about that one. SGP, Socialist Equality Party. Okay, I looked at this one. The Marxist SGP. Okay. All right, guys. Where do I see just the ones that are in the Bundestag? Okay, here. All parties in the Bundestag. Week of Pregnancy? That is such a weird name for a party. Yeah, I'm in the week of pregnancy. What? Which week? You know, how pregnant are you? 5th week, 4th week, 30th week. In Germany, what? Huh? It's literally telling me about pregnancy in Germany. I'm looking up week of pregnancy, Germany. Like, well, party. How? I can't. I don't know, guys. I freaking don't know. I don't know what this party is. But then SPD. Okay, finally one I recognize. And then Greens. And then AFD. What? I'm about as much Greens as I am AFD, guys. Make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. I'm pretty much 50% everything. That's what I'm learning. 50% across the board. It's funny because that kind of aligns with what I said. Like, you know, I can find something I agree with on with everybody. But I'm sticking with the pirates, you know what I mean? I'm sticking with the pirates. What do you guys think? What a roller coaster this all has been. Holy crap. But, you know, through the ups and downs, the pirate party has always been there for me. You know what I mean? Photoshop for free. Everybody deserves a free copy of Photoshop. I know that the party has a lot more. There's a lot more to it than I don't think that has anything to do with the party, but yeah, that's what I think of. Anyway, Pirate Bay, piratebay.org, you know, sponsored, not sponsored. Wow, what a series. I actually cannot wait to do the next Wahl-O-Mat. Walmart. When is the next one? Like, is this every federal election or what? Well, hopefully I'm still around for the next federal election. That feels like a long ways away. Shout out to the Pirate Party. Shout out to the MLPD. Shout out to all of you guys, to Germany. Let democracy prevail. You guys are lucky I won't be voting in Germany. You know what I mean? So you don't got to worry about my politics or lack thereof. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.